welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see us, but I am TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
And I'm eating Swedish meatballs.
And we're going to talk about Earth X today.
Well, in this episode, or at least this half of an episode, if I decide to put them together, we're going to be talking about DC.
This is just a DC episode.
Just DC.
We're not going to say the M word.
Nope, because some of us haven't watched S03E yet. That would be the Beard and Mrs. Beard on this one.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
I know. I wanted to watch it.
It was on a night where everybody could finally watch it.
I know, but I went to a potluck last night, actually enjoyed myself, and by the time we got home, it was show was half over.
Oh, no.
But I will watch it before we record our Marvel episode.
I was going to watch it twice before we recorded the Marvel half.
And you'll have
and now you just made me say the M word. I was trying to avoid the competition, but you made me do it.
But no, okay, so straight back to DC. So first we're going to talk about
the movies.
The Justice League.
Yes.
And then the second half, we're going to have a spoiler-full. Actually, both halves will be spoiler-full. But
it's a spoiler for you, because you haven't seen Justice League,
right,
for sure.
But when we talk about the DC shows, I plan on spoiling everything.
Well, it's a DC episode of full-on collaboration. Mm-hmm. Because this is where all the heroes come together and fight bad guys.
Yeah, no. So it's a common theme.
But first, we'll talk about the movies.
Yes. So, Justice League.
So, since I am the sole person in the room right now who has seen it, do you have any questions? Because...
Well, first, your initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts, okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. You know, it was fun, and I think that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a fun movie.
Right.
You know, nothing so drab and dark.
Right.
I mean, that's still their brand-ish, but I think they learned from past movies, and that's that.
Okay.
Now, is it a great movie? To be determined.
Well, let's try to do this then.
Sure.
If we're talking about it being great on its own,
right,
we'll refer to film. When we're talking about entertainment, we'll say movie.
Okay.
So as a movie, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, let's say this. I had qualms with the first 45 minutes.
Okay, so like almost half the movie.
Only because their choice of characters.
Okay.
And the introductions.
Okay.
Because you spend about 45 minutes in the beginning. You got to set up the main action in the movie.
Right.
Which is... Well, you got to, because that's what you do.
Right. Yeah.
But along with that, they have to introduce, 3, possibly 4 new characters.
So we have Cyborg, The Flash, Aquaman.
And to keep drilling that Superman's not here.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone. And, well, that can get frustrating. And then, on side adventures, you meet Henry Allen on The Flash's backstory. You meet Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
During the Batman sequences. To which you think, J.K. Simmons is going to have a heck of a role.
Right, yeah. Not so much?
Well, it was nice that he was there. Did he need to be there?
Yeah.
Well, that's the age-old question there. And then, you have to go to Atlantis to meet Mira. So, a lot of things were like, okay, you could have handled all this, earlier in this universe so far, but this is what you chose to do.
So it would have helped, you think, if they would have released the other solo movies prior to this?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And not to harp on. By the way, we're gonna have a nice slice of Papa John's pizza.
Yeah.
But not to harp on the competition. But there's a reason why when the Avengers came together. There wasn't a lot of introduction. You knew who they were.
Okay.
You might know some people better.
Right.
But you knew who people were. And this one, the only character they should have really... If they were going to say, okay, we're going to introduce one character. We're going to give a full backstory to one character. It was Cyborg. Since he has sort of a very direct relationship with the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, granted...
He's also the lesser known of the ones they've chosen so far.
Yeah. But past all that, once everybody's been introduced, once the first big fight came in,
yeah,
once everybody kind of got to know each other, the movie started flowing a lot better.
Okay.
And if the movie ends where it ends, spoiler, Superman's back.
Right, yeah.
As if...
Well, with most DC stuff, spoiler, not spoiler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if the movie ends where it ends here, and the DC Extended Universe takes off from this point, we're okay.
Now, is this connected to the previous DC movies?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But let's just say if you didn't watch the other ones and you start at Justice League, maybe that's a good thing.
Okay, yeah. That being said, gotta watch Wonder Woman too.
Yes.
Yeah, just because that actually is a really good film as well as a movie.
Yes.
Now,
But for those who are very fresh to it, let's just say if you started with, Justice League, went back to Wonder Woman, and you know what, even went back to Superman.
Yeah.
Really just avoid Suicide Squad and Batman vs. Superman right now.
Right, yeah.
And now, do they reference some of the plot? Yeah, but not.
You're not gonna miss anything.
Not the kind where, oh my goodness, if I didn't watch that, that is lost. The plot's lost. I need to go away.
Now, before we get into actual plot stuff that may be spoilerish,
Yes.
so your initial final review, I'm going to ask it this way.
Yes.
Instead of asking you to review the movie itself or rate the movie itself, I will determine your rating based on your answer to these two questions.
Okay.
1, are you going to see it again in theaters?
I would not see it again in theaters.
Okay.
Well, well, let's just say this. Again, I was trying to not talk about Marvel.
Right.
But when Thor Ragnarok came out, which will be on this other half of our, DC Marvel joint, I went and saw Thor on a Thursday night, the preview night.
Right.
And I immediately wanted to see it again. So I did the next night.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, granted, I still had plans to, but,
Yeah.
I could have easily, but actually, I had plans to just see it Friday, but I wanted to see it so bad that I was like, you know what? I'm going to make separate plans the Thursday before.
Okay. And the second question then would be...
But to final that, Justice League, I made plans to see it. I don't have plans to see it again, but let's say someone who has not seen it wants to go and would like me to join. I won't hate it.
But you would pay for yourself, your own ticket there? Or would you insist that they pay for your ticket?
It'd be a discussion.
Okay.
But let's just say I'm not looking to do it again. I am still kind of actively looking to watch Thor again.
Right.
So I think that answers more of your question.
Yeah. And then the second part would be, does this get you psyched up for part 2, for the sequel?
It doesn't... It gets me more psyched up on, I'd say, what it potentially can do. That's why I say if you just watch Justice League, because it ends at a good point where everything's all hunky-dory, puppies and rainbows for certain characters.
Yeah.
And it takes off in a sense that feels more familiar. Whereas, things kind of strayed away with Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad.
Right, yeah.
That if, that Justice League kind of puts it at a good point. Like, Superman's back. Of course, he explained how he's not dead anymore.
Right.
Which is Superman, fine. He can explain that. But, there was an obituary for, Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the movie, he is shown coming back to work. It's like, hey, I know some of you went to my funeral, but
Yeah.
I'm
Surprise.
back. I'm back.
Yeah.
Batman is going to build the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
Barry works for the Central City Police Department now.
Yeah.
Cyborg's hopefully much happier. Aquaman's going to Atlantis. It ends at a good point where it's like, okay, if you take off from here,
Yeah.
we're going to be okay.
Okay. But it's not like one where after you saw this, like after seeing, again, to bring up Marvel, after seeing Civil War.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were trying hard.
I know. After watching Civil War, it got a lot of us pepped for more stuff. Like,
Yes.
you'd want to go from Civil War straight into another Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah.
With this one, it's
Well, because... All right,
psyched up, but less.
well, because the DCEU has been a question mark for a lot of people. Whereas Marvel now has their footing there. So we're psyched to see, after you see a Civil War, you're psyched to see the next one. And they're like, don't worry, just wait a few months. And then after
You're gonna
that,
get it.
don't worry,
Yeah.
wait a few months. You're going to get more. Whereas now, after this, we got to wait for Aquaman. which is a year
Right.
from now, which we don't know if that's going to be good. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I have faith it'll be good because, if you're telling a solo movie, hopefully you can't get that wrong.
Yeah. But unlike with Marvel, they haven't really pre-sold you on it.
No, it's
Okay.
just the ideas that possibly could come from this. And to specifically answer part 2 of Justice League, what I hope part 2 is there's a post-credit in this movie.
Okay, which we will get to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That has me excited more on maybe a part 2 of Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the whole movie. So the post-credit sequence has you more psyched up than the whole movie.
Well, no, like I said, the final battle when
Yeah.
everybody comes together, including Superman, because he wasn't part of the first battle.
Yeah.
Including once Superman, once the whole Justice League comes in, I kind of just forgot. All right, hey, this movie may have given me qualms 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But now, hey, I'm seeing the Justice League in action. Yay.
Okay. So definitely our listeners out there, if you want to go see it in theaters,
I'd say, yeah,
Yeah.
do it. Well, these movies are...
try to catch a matinee.
Yeah, well, but also, these movies are built to be, seen in theaters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's just that. So I can't in good conscience say you should wait, because if you have the opportunity to go to theaters, however price you pay, or don't,
Yeah.
you should treat yourself to at least see it in the big screen.
But if your choice is between this and Ragnarok,
Well,
Go see Ragnarok.
you obviously heard my answer.
so now we're going to skip into the more spoiler part. So our main characters are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman,
Well, they want
the Trinity.
they want you to think that Superman's not going to be there.
But we all know, so.
Which again, we said this last year. We said this many times during the trailers. Please, if you're trying to keep a secret,
Yeah.
please don't. First of all, when Superman, Henry Cavill is promoting Batman vs Superman, which was in 2016, when he's on Jimmy Kimmel saying, "Hey," Jimmy Kimmel asks, "What are you doing now?" "I'm in London shooting Justice League."
Right.
And then the first poster at 2016 Comic-Con, don't let Superman be on it. And
Right.
then suddenly they make us think Superman's not in it forever until the movie comes out.
As we've discussed with a lot of DC properties, they're not the best at keeping secrets.
They're not. They're not.
So we have the main Trinity there.
Trinity.
And then we've introduced...
Which I will say, there is a good shot where you see the Trinity together.
Okay.
Battle stance. And it's like, the little moments like that. It's
Yeah.
like, perfect.
And then we're introduced to a minor Trinity.
Yes.
Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg.
Yes.
And I probably listed them in order of importance by accident there. So we already know about the Trinity. We've seen Batman vs. Superman, seen
Yes.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So let's talk about the minor characters a little bit here.
There's the Flash.
Let's start with The Flash there. So it's Barry Allen.
Yes.
But to comic fans, what I've heard is it's not really personality-wise Barry Allen.
Well, let's just say if you watch the show, he's a lot goofier
Okay.
than the CW Flash. I personally did not mind that much because, for you dedicated listeners, I haven't been watching The Flash as often.
Right, yeah.
Because it's just the notion that they're filler episodes to me, where it's all fun. It's like, fun's good, but can we progress the plot?
Right, or at least have a better balance between fun and plot.
Yeah, and it's partly that that annoys me because A, I do want to see a forward progression in plot,
Yeah.
and B, when you're called Teen Flash and you're just having kicks and giggles.
Yeah, but we're not here to complain about the show.
We're not, but
Yeah.
that's just where my mindset is. Cut to Justice League Flash. He is all jokes. He is essentially the Spider-Man of Civil War.
Okay, which the previews really give that indication too.
Yeah.
So.
But I was okay with that because in this movie, no one's looking at the Flash to lead them.
Right.
Will they later? Possibly. But in this one, Flash is a utility player. So he can say the funny stuff. He can be the jokester. He can be the kid in it. I thought.
Okay.
Because we're looking to Batman to be the...
Right, yeah.
We're looking to... This is Team Batman. This is Team Wonder Woman.
Right.
And later, this is Team Superman.
Yeah.
Flash, you don't need to do anything.
Okay.
And I think also... Because we talked about this earlier in the week, I think it also resonate with me because that's how, the old cartoon was. The Justice League cartoon. Which is where I get, a lot of my Justice League inspiration from the old cartoon. And in that, even though he wasn't Barry, he was Wally, the Flash was if you're looking for a lighthearted moment in the show, Flash is your guy. And, it kind of echoed that, and I just appreciate it for that.
Okay. And so then let's move on to Aquaman.
Yes.
So Jason Momoa, best known for Stargate Atlantis, best known to most humans on this earth as
Game of Thrones
dude. Yeah.
What he plays in it, I don't know.
Some guy with big muscles and long hair.
Some strong guy.
Yeah, and so now he's playing a big guy with strong muscles and long hair.
Yeah.
So, but he is not king, from my understanding, yet.
So this is where, and I'm pretty sure they'll explain a lot of this, possibly all next year in his solo movie.
Right.
But Aquaman in this, we believe he has not been king yet.
Okay.
He knows he's Atlantean, though. He just doesn't want to do the Atlantean thing. And there is a scene where he goes to Atlantis. And I think that's the first time he's been to Atlantis.
So this is the first he just meets Mira?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I think they know of each other.
Because I thought from the photo shoots and previews and stuff they were already together.
Nope. Or at least if they are, it didn't come off that way.
Okay. So in the previews it also kind of shows him as being comic relief. How does that work? Or does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, let's just say this. I don't have a lot of expectations with Aquaman.
Right, none of us do, yeah.
So I did, come to think of it, I didn't know what I was expecting. I was actually just waiting for the movie to be like, all right, show me an Aquaman. And I'll tell you if I like it or not, just based on gut reasoning.
Yeah. And your gut reasoning was?
It was okay.
Okay.
But I will say, he did get funnier as the movie went on. There was a moment when he accidentally sits on Lasso Truth and starts going on a long diatribe of his feelings.
Oh, nice.
And then they have to say, hey, you. So, I mean, that was funny.
Okay.
But they do make him sort of the, kind of like how Batista plays Drax in The Guardians.
Right.
Kind of like that real tough guy persona, but he says funny stuff.
Dry humor.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't know he's being funny.
Yes, he just says these funny things.
Yeah.
Which I think is ironic because I read on the internet, whether it's true or not, that Mr. Momoa was offered to play Drax. He chose not to.
Okay.
He thought... I don't think he was sold on the characters.
Well, most people, when first Guardians came out, they didn't.
I don't think a lot of people were sold on the characters.
Chris Pratt was the only one who was sold.
But nonetheless, I think it's funny. Should that be true, he ends up playing a better known character, but kind of the same part.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the minor trinity ends with
Cyborg,
one of the funnier characters in the Titans.
Which, it is not that way in this movie.
Yeah.
And I understood, though. That's why I said, if you're going to introduce someone, like a pure intro in this movie, Cyborg.
Okay.
Because, as we saw in Batman vs. Superman, he's been experimented on. We didn't know what happened to him, but we did know what happened to him.
Yeah, we know what we didn't know, yeah.
In this one, you see what happens. He becomes a cyborg, and he's dealing with this whole being more machine than man. Should I still be even alive? Is this right? Where is my purpose in this world? That's fine, because, these are new things. I will say, after I saw an interview with Ray Fisher, the actor who plays Cyborg, he's a very nice, seems like a very cool dude.
Yeah.
If I get to meet him, I say, in future movies, they should bring more Ray into this role, because he seems what I think Cyborg should eventually be. Just that, happy guy.
Does he say booyah at all in this movie? Once, okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was only because he had to.
Right.
Did it fit in the moment? Not really, but he said it.
So one thing that I'm sure those of us who haven't seen it yet are curious about is, we know how the original Trinity gets together. How do they even know about these other guys? Is it just rehashing what we saw in BVS?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
They already know.
Okay.
And if they didn't go off that file they got from Luthor, they're like, well, why did you even show it in the first movie?
Right.
But thankfully, thankfully they did.
And how does the process go? I mean, like, are they willing to join up or?
Flash, yes.
Okay.
Flash was pretty easy. Aquaman, not so much.
Okay.
And Cyborg, not so much.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously, they do end up, being part of the team.
And one thing Justice League did better, marketing wise, than BVS did is. In BVS, we knew Doomsday was coming.
Yes.
He was in the previews. This one, we don't really get to see the big bad in the previews.
Yes.
So most people don't know that Steppenwolf is here.
Yeah.
How did they portray Steppenwolf?
A lot more CGI than I would like.
Okay.
I would have kind of liked the way they portrayed David Thewlis in Wonder Woman. Just let him play the part.
Right.
Kieran Hines plays Steppenwolf, which, he's a good actor in his right.
Yeah.
But they didn't give him a lot, and he was fully CGI.
Okay.
But he was humanoid CGI, so it wasn't like a monster. He just was a bigger version of a, humanoid-esque man.
Okay. But it was obvious CGI.
Oh, it was obvious.
Yeah.
But, my thing was, David Lewis played Ares, and at the final battle, some people don't like it, but, even though he was big, you still saw David Lewis's face.
Right, yeah.
I'm just saying, why don't we do that with Kieran Hines? Because everything was CGI.
Yeah.
Not saying it was bad-looking CGI.
Right.
But it was, you can't say, oh my goodness, they got a 9-foot-tall man.
Right. It's some CGI, you kind of lose the fact... It's played so well that you lose the fact that it's CGI and you actually believe it's a real character or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that didn't really happen in this.
No. And it comes to mind stuff like, Jurassic Park.
Okay.
That kind of CGI. You don't believe that there's a T-Rex on set, but, you believe it enough for the story.
Right, yeah.
This one, you just believe it like, well, they got to fight somebody, so.
Yeah.
I mean, this is who they're fighting.
Now, besides Steppenwolf, are there any other notable enemies that the League goes against?
I will say one thing I was very pleasantly surprised, surprise with this movie was if you do a Google search, if you do a wiki search, that Steppenwolf has ties to Darkseid. He has ties to Apocalypse. They don't drill that in. Okay. And I was thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because I thought, all right, Steppenwolf's in, but he's not really the focus. Oh, okay. He says, Darkseid once.
Okay.
But, I mean, his mission is very clear to the greater purpose of it all, but they don't drill it into you, at least. They don't drill Darkseid in your brain.
Right. Now, this, me and one of our listeners has been talking about the, again, to bring up Marvel, the Infinity War trailer. We've been talking about that.
Which we'll go in a lot more detail tomorrow.
Yeah. Which we talked about that trailer, though, and how not everybody feels safe. With Justice League, was there any moment where you felt like a character was actually in danger, or were you just watching how... You were watching the story wondering, okay, how are the heroes going to win? Not are they, but...
Second.
Yeah. But still an enjoyable...
Yeah, I want to say... Overall, it was an enjoyable movie, and I stick by with saying, "Hey, you should see it in theaters if you get a chance."
Yeah. Now, a lot of our listeners know this was not in a positive way in the real world, but this was a joint venture between Snyder and Whedon.
Yes.
People can do an easy Google search to find out how that happened. Won't go into those details.
Yeah.
Could you tell?
Without. I mean, there are a lot more lighthearted moments. I will attribute to Joss Whedon.
Okay.
But without seeing, maybe more footage of what Zach did. I mean, I can't 100% say, oh, Joss saved this movie.
Right. Yeah. We're definitely
not
implying that. Yeah. I mean, the only way that he saved it was by stepping in.
Yeah.
So that the movie didn't just end up in a garbage can somewhere unfinished.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than seeing his name, I can't say I really felt a Whedon presence.
Okay.
And, Zack Snyder did most of the movie, so of
Yeah.
course he's going to have a feel to it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple scenes that were added in after, but 90% of the movie at least is Snyder's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want to say, because I feel like, it's also not a very complicated movie.
Yeah, good guys all team up, they fight the bad guy, they win.
It gets it gets quote unquote complicated when they resurrect Superman.
Okay, yeah.
But again, I don't want to go into it because, again, you said they spoil themselves. You may not know how he comes back,
but you know he's coming back.
He's there.
But it's not the Lazarus Pit. No, so I say
it kind of feels like that. But again,
yeah,
I don't want to get into it again because it's not like, oh my god, you'll never believe who came back,
right?
And this is how it's like. Well, he came back. I mean, you already knew. Do you care how it came back?
Yeah.
But I will say the post credit scene that I did talk about. There's a mid credit scene where Flash and Superman do the classic race.
Of course.
See who's faster. Why they do it? For pure.
Because the company owns these characters and can do it.
Because they purely just want to reference in good nature. There was no plot to it.
Yeah.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene, it shows a prison. And it shows Lex Luthor has escaped.
Okay.
And we cut to a big 1%er boat.
Nice.
And it shows a tiny boat heading towards the big boat. And out comes from the tiny boat is Deathstroke.
Okay, nice.
Played by Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which Luthor do we get here?
We get Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But there's something that can be said for BVS. I did like his portrayal.
We are in a minority, though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do not like it. And, of course, when you cut together really stupid moments...
Oh, yeah.
It's going to look dumb.
Yeah.
But the thing about the DC movie so far is, like, I like their changes. It's just the final product doesn't do it justice.
Right.
I don't, I've seen many iterations of Luthor. I enjoy what Jesse Eisenberg did bring.
Yeah.
I mean, could he tone it down just a shade more? Well, sure.
Yeah.
But
that could be said for all of his movies, though.
Yeah. But in this one, he is full Luthor, bald, and in a nice three-piece suit.
Okay.
You could count it.
Yeah.
you can count by the way it looks. And he gives his Luthor.
Okay.
And what he has Deathstroke come in there for is basically saying, so, Superman's back, and apparently he has a team. So, why don't we have a team?
Ah. Okay.
So they're setting up, please set up the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Don't let that just happen.
Yeah.
Or just be a, filler.
So even if DC, the DCEU,
Yeah.
So even if they are doing solo films, they could, at least, even if it's not directly connected to Justice League, they should make a Legions of Doom.
Well, if anything, how about this? How about Justice League 2? Don't fight Darkseid yet.
Right.
Fight the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying, you can't gather the greatest, their greatest enemies, and, that can't be in a compelling movie, well, then, again, you're doing something very wrong.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So, that's our wrap on Justice League.
Okay.
Again, you had good questions. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. Will I see it again? Well, I mean, not readily, but that doesn't mean I won't buy it.
Yeah.
I probably will buy it. I'm buying it.
So where would it rank in the DCEU for you?
I mean, towards the top, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But
definitely lower than Wonder Woman, but higher than Suicide Squad.
Well, that's the problem, the amount of movies they have right now. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And, Justice League.
So it's literally in your top 5,
Yeah.
no matter where you put it.
Yeah, it doesn't even compare to, when Marvel started their venture.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Yeah, but that's a next episode conversation there. So yeah, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what DC did right.
Yes.
Excuse me, spoiler alert!
And we're back.
And we're back.
And I will start my review for the
fact that you watched it.
The CDD, yeah, the
DCCW.
the CD,
the Arrowverse.
Yeah, the Arrowverse. My initial thought, and it still stays the same, is this is how you do a crossover.
Yes.
Yeah, they finally got it right.
And so, if we're just going on pure first thoughts,
yeah,
I'm going to agree. Mm-hmm. This is how you do it. Every show, every hour counted.
Yeah.
And from the very beginning, I was like, see, this is what you should have started off doing.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're doing it now. That's fine.
This is what, the third crossover they've...
Yeah.
So third time's a charm.
Yeah.
There you go.
The first time they only had, 2 shows. Two and a half shows to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And the first big crossover was only 2 shows. And then the next crossover, they were setting up a show. So the fact that they included 2 shows, they already did their job.
Yeah.
The next one, well, it's like, okay, well, you should do better on that 4th one.
So the one bad thing about this crossover is I was trying to talk to one of our listeners earlier about it, who has only seen the Supergirl episode, and I couldn't talk about the show because they did so well connecting all 4.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was just in Supergirl.
And that's good.
That's good, yeah.
But I will say, my only complaint about the CW crossover so far is you can tell at the final battle that this is a TV show because they do so well. Yeah. I was so impressed with some of the earlier battle sequences. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe what I'm watching. Yeah. And then when they get to the finale, the real finale, the big brawl, yep, this is TV.
They used all their money in the small.
They used all their money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad.
Right.
It was definitely better than last year.
No, the only thing that was bad was the scene where Arrow is in the or when Queen's in the construction area, swinging from one place to another. He was obviously some computer.
Don't get me wrong.
Cartoon character.
That and when Flash was fighting King Shark.
Oh yeah.
That was. I mean, again, these were not glaring that I.
It didn't take you out of it.
But I couldn't help but notice.
Yeah.
These things.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, again, this is how you do the TV crossover. Maybe just when you get to the final battle, try to find ways to make it small again.
Yeah.
Because, okay, am I the only one? Like the scene when they storm, the Earth X Nazi camp, which we'll explain when we say Nazi.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, but they did a pretty good job advertising this. So if you don't know it and you listen to the show,
this is all spoilers.
I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, and we're going to be bouncing back and forth.
When they were, raiding the Nazi camp on Earth X, even when they were raiding the hideout on Earth 1.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Were those scenes just amazing?
Yeah.
They were like, oh my god, this is awesome. And then the final.
It's like, this is where we're putting our budget right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and in the raid.
Yeah. Which they hyped a lot to be a big part of this crossover.
I was pleasantly surprised, though, on how they used them.
It was a little not that much.
But it seems like more of a setup for, what the future holds.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is this animated show.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right. It is a setup. First of all, if we're going to also talk just, non-sequential.
Right.
I love Alex in this crossover.
Yeah. I love that she got to be in the crossover, and not only attend the wedding, she attended everything.
Why didn't she kill people like that on Supergirl?
I know. Rainbows and puppy dogs.
She was shooting people in the face.
I know.
And the neck, and she was doing, hardcore, choreography in this. Yeah. This type of stuff's oh my god, do this in Supergirl.
Because one thing that I've got to commend them for is they were really good at pairing up people in this crossover.
Yeah.
And when they initially... when they initially paired her up with White Canary, they took the very obvious route of getting them drunk and one night stand thing, which I thought was kind of the writers were off on that day and they needed something. But when they teamed them up to fight, I was like, there's no way that Alex is going to compare with, Sarah.
Yeah.
But she does. And I love the juxtaposition they have of having White Canary in her white outfit and Alex is in the all black the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, gives that And then later on with Killer Frost and Heatwave.
Right, yeah.
Fire and Ice, Black and White.
Well, he has a type. Yeah.
But if we're gonna, but I just want to spotlight on Alex because
Yeah.
I literally was screaming at my TV. Look at what you're doing, Alex!
Yeah.
You're like a real part of this thing. Like she was fighting along with Arrow.
Yeah.
She was even trying to take on the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Which I was conflicted. I was like, no, stay away from the Reverse Flash.
That was the other thing I was thinking watching it. Before this came up, we were saying that for the crossover, we wanted to see Wally, we wanted to see Win, and we wanted to see Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
I think next time we need to be more specific.
Well, you know what? Wally did more than what I thought that he was
Yeah.
going to do. When they told him to go protect Joe, I was like, I knew you were going to do that. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that scene where
So thanks for visiting the show, but we need you to leave.
Well, when he was doing, like, catching the bullets and throwing it back in the gun and doing all that, catching the arrows, I was like,
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? You did more than last year's crossover.
Yeah.
So, yay.
And with Win, we don't technically get Win.
We did for a little bit, Win.
Oh, yeah.
But the actor at least got to play this time.
Right, yeah.
And that was wonderful.
And how do you feel about getting the Tom Cavanaugh Reverse Flash?
Well, I hope he comes back, just the Reverse Flash in general. And I hope they explain how he's not dead.
Yeah.
Because that was a shocker. Because
he had memories and stuff that I didn't expect him to have.
Because
I thought it was just going to be the Earth X Reverse Flash.
I think that's what they all wanted to think. So good job on that.
I know they
you didn't spoil that.
There's so much that surprised me in this mini movie, mini series.
Naturally, you know how I feel about the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
So I was just happy the whole time.
Yeah.
I was on cloud 9.
And the Flash has made me respect Tom Cavanaugh. I already respected him as an actor, but I respect him so much more now because of the range he has shown with one character.
Yes. But I hope he comes back. I mean, preferably for me. Yeah. Tom Cavanaugh was great but if he comes back, I hope he's Matt Lasher.
Yeah. So,
but I did like the line though, because he's like, I wore it for old time's sake.
Right.
Because I could think, well, maybe they didn't call him Matt Lasher because they literally had to pay every single person in this world. They already paid Tom Cavanaugh to be a part of the show, so might as well get their money's worth.
So the very basic plot of this was we have Barry and Iris's wedding,
which is the thing that that they definitely spoiled.
Yeah. And then Nazis invade that.
Yes.
Which was not really spoiled.
No.
We find out the Nazis came from Earth X.
Yes.
In the title.
Not spoiled.
But not only are there Nazis, there is an evil Supergirl.
Yes.
I do have a complaint about that one. I'll get to it in a minute. Evil Arrow.
Evil Arrow.
And then Reverse Flash.
Yes. Our
Reverse Flash. Yeah, which definitely wasn't.
That wasn't.
Not spoiled.
Nope.
And then our heroes have to fight their counterparts there, and they end up on Earth X because Nazis, and then everybody wins.
Speaking of Nazis, I'm just kidding.
So that's the very base. That's trying my best to summarize 4 hours into 4 seconds.
And the overall plan. So in this Earth X, Evil Arrow is the Führer.
Yeah, because
I think they could have done. I think they could have made someone else. I was like,
when they called him Führer, I was like, are you sure?
Are you? No, you can't be the.
This is who you chose?
Yeah.
Of course, we're saying that as people who don't watch Arrow.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it could have been a good moment to, give someone else a good part. But, hey, whatever. It's TV.
Yeah.
But, so their plan was evil Supergirl is dying.
Right. Who I wish they would have just picked one name and stuck with it. Because they call her either Supergirl, they call her Supergirl X, and they call her my favorite, which is Ubergirl.
Overgirl.
Oh, so see, I was giving them more credit than they deserved.
Overgirl.
Okay.
And the General.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Well, yeah, the General, but that's her actual title.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that one.
But so she is dying, and she is absorbing a lot of solar radiation.
Right.
And the only way for her to survive is to get a heart transplant. But on Earth X, who else are you gonna get?
Right. So you have...
Luckily, in Earth 1, and they picked the wonderful time where someone that's not actually from Earth 1.
Right. It just happens to be visiting.
Because that was the one part where I was kind of talking to the screen going, well, good thing we found a match in this Earth. You calculated pretty well because you know she's... And then again on that, when they said, "Oh, you guys are from Earth 1," I see how it is. And where Alex is there is, I wish he would have been like, actually,
right.
I'm not, but whatever.
But Harry says earlier there are 52 Earths.
Yeah.
There are 52 Karas.
Yeah. You don't have one though.
Yeah. Are there 52?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because if so, why has she never ran into herself?
Well, actually, maybe there is, because they don't count Earth X.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, that's true. There are only 52.
So if you omit,
there are 53 of everyone else.
Yeah. However, I would say I wonder, because the Reverse Flash did drop a big Superman reference. Mm-hmm. I wonder which one he fought.
Right. Yeah.
So that would be something to explore. Probably they won't, but
And I like how they explained why we haven't heard of Earth X. Mm-hmm. It's because it's so terrible, nobody visits it.
Yeah. What a great way to write that.
And I mean, it was just a plain, simple explanation. It was like, I dig it. I'll go with that.
You go with that.
Yeah.
I went with a lot of things in this show.
Oh,
I mean, there were moments where, I guess it's almost just second nature to lightly make fun of certain things that happen in the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
But it's out of love, for the most part.
Yeah. Love in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in case of this crossover, it was totally
that. What I really liked about this crossover is each episode, even though it centered, and I use that word very loosely, around the main character.
Very loosely.
Yeah, it contained multiple
Because unlike last
lines.
year, when you watch Supergirl episode, you didn't need to.
Right, because it was just a Supergirl episode. That's it.
Yeah. The Flash set everything up, but it had more Flash than anything.
Yeah.
The Arrow was an Arrow episode.
Yep. And I didn't understand any of it.
The meaning was lost.
Yeah.
And then the Legends, it was more just, oh crap, we wasted 3 hours. Oh wait, we
have these other people here.
I guess we gotta wrap everything up.
Yeah.
This time, the Supergirl one focused more on Supergirl, trying to get over the Mon-El bombshell, and Alex getting over the Maggie stuff.
Yeah.
But past that, he could have been anything.
Yeah.
Because I was surprised during some of the other shows that Alex was talking.
Right. Yeah. Alex had more lines in this crossover than she has had in the series.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And
she had an episode named after her, and she had less lines in that.
Again, I was just so happy to watch Alex.
And then we got to see Kara sing again, so I enjoyed that.
I'm going to assume she used her Kryptonian powers to learn that song perfectly.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And I love Melissa Benoist's singing voice.
Yeah.
But again, I was just like, it's a pretty good iteration for a song you just learned.
Right.
I can't say I would do that. But hey.
Yeah.
Just little things like that I love.
Right.
I watch.
Right.
And have to comment as I watch it.
And I have to say, I liked Oliver Queen in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I gonna go start watching the Arrow?
Oh no.
No. But
I like it enough. It would be one of those things I said, as a failsafe, if the CW shows start tanking so hard, we could just watch the crossovers.
Right.
Because, I have not been keeping up with Flash this season as hard as, previous years.
And you didn't miss anything.
And I don't watch Arrow at all.
And we didn't miss anything.
I don't watch Legends. I'm gonna call her by her superhero deep comic book name. So I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody, but I didn't know who Isis was.
Right. Yeah.
But I was fine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's a new person. She weaponizes air from the amulet. All right.
Yeah. See, there are things that happened in the last hour that I'm sure affected me as a fan more than they affected you, because you're not as involved in Legends as I am by any means.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe when now the Reverse Flash is back, we might talk again.
I know, right? So there are a couple things that happened that I definitely was not ready for.
Yeah.
The first one being...
Oh, no. Even though I don't watch it, he did start on The Flash.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That affects me too.
Okay.
And
Should we elaborate for our listeners?
Oh, Victor Garber's gone. Like, he's gone.
So I yelled at my TV. Normally I don't talk to my television, but I knew from previous episodes that they were already leading up to Firestorm, possibly breaking up.
Yeah.
So,
and Victor Garber also announced that he was not going to be on the show.
Yeah, which, I love him on the show, but I've seen him in other stuff too, including Orville.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, CW, you have two options. Either he leaves because he's going back to his family, or...
Which was the choice he was going to make.
Right, or they stay as Firestorm. Those are your only two options. There is no third option.
They gave you
and they took the third option. They didn't just kill him, though. They killed him movie style. They shot him in the back.
Yeah.
A Nazi killed him.
In the back, and as he saved the crew, they shot him again.
Yeah. So it was like I yelled at my TV and I said, "That is not an option. You cannot do that." And he's dead.
For things like Legends, particularly the character like Dr. Stein and Jefferson, they started on the Flash. It's I equate it as like, oh well, maybe these are friends. I haven't kept up with, but when I see them again, it's like, hey,
they had their
So even though I don't follow their main adventures, I still have a connection to them. So this scene wasn't lost on me.
Okay,
at all.
Yeah. But yeah, they just like broke our hearts with the shot first, and then let's keep them alive for a little while, and then break your heart again at the end there.
So
and then break your heart a third time when Jefferson has to go tell his family.
Yeah.
It's like, CW, I hate you right now. I love that I hate you, but I hate you.
Did you ever watch this movie called Attack the Block?
Yeah.
So John Boyega is in that, and Brian Strauman is in that.
Yeah.
They play two British boys. I think him and friends and John must have taken American accent lessons together.
Yeah.
Because the more I watch that actor, it's like he's like in the best way possible. Unlike certain people on The Gifted.
Yeah.
He's like TV John Boyega.
Yeah.
But still good.
Still good, yeah.
That's not an insult as well. Unlike what I talk about the person on Gifted.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help notice certain parts when he talks like, you two must have taken American accents together.
Yeah. No,
but I mean, hey, might as well. Hey, you two have great jobs right now. So,
yeah.
Not complaining.
The other thing that I really liked is seeing Snark back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it warmed my heart on a personal level for him because, Wentworth Miller, if you do some wiki on him, he had a troublesome, couple years in his life.
Yeah.
And, it culminated with him, being able to comfortably come out of the closet.
Yeah.
And it warmed my heart to, see the actor, be able to kiss a male on TV.
Yeah.
And that's good.
The Ray of all people. Yeah.
So it was warmed my heart to be like, yay, Wentworth!
And seeing the
You get to be you!
And seeing the softer side of Snark also, because he's the Earth X one. Leo, yes.
Leo.
Yeah, and I love that scene at Gray's funeral where he's sitting there with Rory and trying to comfort him. He's like, "Oh, it's just allergies."
Yeah.
Sure. No, it's and I like that. Obviously, he's coming back in some capacity.
But I'm also scared for him because, just like Victor Garber, he too announced that he will be leaving this universe.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
We don't know how.
Right.
But maybe he'll be better this time around because he's gone away a couple times already.
Right, yeah.
So, and it's not the Leonard Snart we've gotten to know. It's a different one. We just like the actor.
Yeah.
So maybe they won't do the death again.
But the way they set, the Ray goes back to Earth X.
Yes.
And, Leo stays here, so maybe his way of departing would be going back to Earth X.
I hope so, but like you said,
alive.
You thought there was a way for...
Oh, I no longer believe in only two options now. They ruined that for me. So, so did this make you appreciate Legends anymore? Or are you still off the Legends boat?
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not. Just like with Arrow, I was like, hey, you guys are cool.
Yeah.
All right, see you next time.
Yeah. And I definitely understand that, even as a Legends fan.
See you next time. I don't know what I just.
Yeah, it's perfectly understandable. It's one of those shows where it works.
If
for
you
some
watch
of
it,
us.
you watch it. You
Yeah.
don't, you don't.
Yeah.
But if I didn't love Supergirl the show more, I don't know what, but this helped.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, it really showed that the acting chops of at least our three major villains there, because you had good Supergirl, bad Supergirl, so we got to see Melissa Benoist be evil again.
Yeah.
You had good and bad Arrow.
Yeah.
Which even though we don't really watch the show, I have seen the first couple episodes of the first season, and Evil Arrow reminds me of that Arrow.
And I think they learned a lesson that I don't think Grant can play bad version of himself, so they just got Tom Cavanaugh.
Tom Cavanaugh, who can play any version of himself.
Yes.
I had something else with that, but I've completely forgotten it now.
But just, by God, it's just, if they release it in a package of Crisis on Earth X, I'm buying it.
Oh yeah. I also like that the fact.
And I don't know if I want to buy it because of Shiloh Lee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe because last year it was such a glaring omission that they literally forgot any person tied to Supergirl.
Well,
that this time, the fact that, she brought someone from the universe, they did something, just made me so happy.
They CW has to realize how bad last year's crossover was, because in the first scene of Supergirl, when she's beating up the Destroyer, Dominator.
Yeah.
She even says, "You're so last year."
Yeah.
So it's like CW is like, okay, we know we messed up, so we're gonna make everything better. And I love the fact that they took this off our Earth. So there's a lot of things that happen that wouldn't affect our Earth. So it's fine when episodes after this don't have repercussions because it happened on Earth X.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up, the ending. My feelings are kind of mixed on the ending.
Well, I just, in my head, I literally see like Cecile and Joe and Wally in a bunker going, "Can we come out now?"
Right, so we have that, but the wedding,
Yeah.
the marriage scene, I thought it was a little kind of like anticlimactic. And I was trying to think of a nicer way to say that, because it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
the whole, if Felicity and Ollie didn't talk about literally every scene they were in,
Yeah,
I might have been more surprised.
yeah,
But no.
yeah. Because you have, Barry saying his nice things, Iris saying her nice things, and all of a sudden...
I think it was funny, and I did say this a lot while I was watching the 4-hour block. It was like, you guys are really trying so hard to steal their thunder.
Yeah, yeah. From the engagement party, or the rehearsal party on.
It's like, you guys, can you not wait till you go to your own show to handle these?
Even at the wedding, they're glaring at each other.
And they couldn't around. If I was Barry, I'd be like, can I get married?
Right. So I thought that was kind of just like, do we have to? Yeah. I think it would have been better, because they mentioned Queen being the mayor of Star City. If Barry would have ran them all to Star City and had Queen marry them, I think that would have been a more pleasing ending.
Dig didn't get to play in this crossover.
Yeah.
So they had to find some way to get Dig.
Yeah, when they bring in Arrow characters, I'm like, what do you do? Mr. Terrific what do you do?
But they all got to play this time.
Yeah.
And that's really what I wanted. Even the Guardian got to play on Earth X.
Yeah.
Not for long, but
not for long.
Well, let's just say I did say this. I was like, man, if you did that on Supergirl, you'd get more scenes.
You'd still be happy. You'd still have a job.
Yeah, you'd get more scenes as the Guardian.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because when I first saw him, I was like, is that the Guardian, or is that some new character?
Like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts?
I think when you said, like, plot-wise, if there are no repercussions, I hope there's some kind of...
Some, yeah. I mean, there's got to be a memory of this.
I hope Alex starts going, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Maybe I could do more,
Because I don't recall, unless she did some secret stuff in Series 1, because I didn't watch it.
She didn't.
But if I just don't remember that actress and the character fighting it like that.
No. That's why when they teamed her with Sarah, I was like, this does not make any sense.
But it totally does.
And now, yeah.
Like in that scene, when Firestorm's flying around, Arrow's doing his thing, Supergirl's shooting her heat vision, White Canary's doing her thing.
It all makes sense. We're used to this.
Yeah, but you cut to Alex, just like, nope, we're not skipping a beat.
Yeah, because normally Alex would be taking care of civilians during this time, off scene somewhere. We might get like a quick glimpse of her blocking somebody.
Yeah.
But
she didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm here to play.
Yeah, and I will go against anyone, meta, human, I don't care.
I will try to shoot a reverse slash. I was like, Alex, don't
get out of this! I will make stupid decisions. Yeah.
But...
Yes.
I just want to cry. That's how.
Some more Alex,
that's...
Now that we
Flash, take note. This is how you win me. I originally did not want any part of Supergirl universe.
Yep. And now you are Team Supergirl.
I am full Team Supergirl.
Yep.
I actually resisted the Alex character.
As long as, now let's predicate this with, as long as after this Alex doesn't go back to normal. She has to realize who she is now. Because even talking to Sarah, she's gotten over Maggie a lot better now. Yeah. So let's keep this forward momentum going.
Forward progression.
Yeah.
That's what I want from CW first. But just, I love Alex.
So for some reason you've listened to our spoiler episode recap synopsis thing, and you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Well, actually, I think it's better because you don't know. We just went random on this.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. So.
Yeah. And by the time you watch it, you'll forget that Victor dies towards the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go watch it. CW released this as a one-time thing.
Yeah, much how, Simpsons people may not watch the show, but they always catch the Halloween.
Yeah, Treehouse of Horrors again. Yeah.
I think at the very least of the CW universe, this could be like the yearly thing. Yeah, we may not watch the show, but we're going to watch this.
Yeah, because anybody with just a general idea of superheroes can watch this crossover.
Yeah,
you don't have to have watched anything.
Oh my. Felicity was dropping references to so many episodes of Arrow that I didn't get. Yeah. But it didn't ruin anything. It's just like, well, I don't get that, but, I don't know you, so.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I felt like if I was in the room, if I was someone like Alex, and she said that, I'd be like, I don't get that, but my day's not ruined.
Yeah. So definitely go watch it, and I give it all 10 stars, 5 stars, however many, 11 billion stars.
We'll be back again with the Marvel half.
Yes.
We'll try not to talk about DC.
Yeah, we'll try not.